A ton of teams all stacked up on top of each other, and here we go. VSG slowly encroaching up, making their way right up next to General. General seems to be aware of it, but not in a strong defensive position. We talk about controlling your territory. Look at this. He's just let them walk right up on top of him. Now finally pops up and takes down Star-Lord on a nice shot from here. But on the other side of this, we do have the two Chinese teams that are starting to mix it up. 4AM is making a push off to the side, and that's going to be ZGG. On the other side, it's going to be Damage taking a couple of shots back over on this.
Yeah, there are only 2 members of AG here versus 3 members of VSG. Hulk and Dangche trying to come in. DMG looking to land a grenade in there, but he's taking a lot of damage from Dangche. General as well, having to heal up. Hulk and Dangche in the bottom of this 2-story building, looking to see if they can push up onto General.
General did get a little bit of control off that fight, taking down Star-Lord so quickly. Turn this into a 2v2. There's Juanita way off in the distance that's providing some type of support, but it's allowed the 2 members from Armory Gaming to kind of play around this. Looks like DMG knows where they're at, trying to go for a little sneaky grenade through here, trying to bounce it off the other side. Juanita, though, he might be able to sneak up on the side of this. We're going to have to see if anybody keeps an eye onto it. General's got, you can see flashbangs, everything's going off inside there. There we go. Finally, the grenade does connect. So now General has more and more control, but it's the time that Hulk actually managed to make a little bit more of an approach on the outside. Is General aware? Are we going to see any type of sneaky play? Because remember, Juanita's out here, and that's going to be the down onto him. Duckman's trying to make his push over there to provide some type of support.
Yeah, Juanita doing a great job supporting his team. This is Juanita's typical role. He'll sit in the back and be the sniper for the team. They're trying to get the res onto Dangche, but DMG and Hanboy are hard pushing into the door. Looks like they're going to breach. Can they get in there in time? No, the res will come off. Dangche is up.
Oh.
Hulk with a nice knock, but Hanboy gets Dangche in the exchange.
Hanboy now taking a lot of damage, retreating back. There was a little bit of a skirmish back and forth between that, but he knows he needs to get the first aid up. Duckmans has not yet made it over here, and I don't even think is on the move. He's too surrounded, so this is just a 1v2 at the time. Hulk's along the outside of this. A couple of shots now coming out from Hanboy, aware of where Hulk is at. He's just trying to get a read, expecting another push from the other side of it, and is aware of it. Tries to go for the shots on Anita, but it does not matter as he goes down.
Wow, almost catching the members of VSG completely off guard there was Hanboy, but a nice turn there.
This is a lot of high-quality teams all starting to look at each other. A long grenade trying to go back out over towards Tempo Storm. It's going to roll right up into it, and good Lord, Nookie, what a throw!
Nookie with the absolute massive grenade here. Now they've got the other 2 members of Tempo Storm underneath the bridge. Taking a little bit of damage is Nookie. Looks like Duckman's got a kill in the background.
Cloud9's now in position, is starting to shoot at Winstrike. You can see Nookie's on almost no life. This is starting to turn really bad for them. They have no cover. They have to jump down potentially right into the arms of Team Liquid and the remnants of Tempo Storm just sitting there.
I love the positioning here from Cloud9. They have the high ground. They can see what all these teams are doing, and they're able to cut them off for now. 4AM trying to get up on through this bridge. They're taking a little bit of blue damage in the back end is Gavi, but he's actually in now. So this is a big fight here. Winstrike trying to push down and finish off Tempo Storm, who is hiding under the bridge.
So Winstrike making their push. They've got 4AM up above him, but it's Tempo Storm off to the side. Your boy Dre goes down. Now just 1 member of Tempo Storm alive, and that's going to be Sharky. He is just hiding behind this pillar, praying nobody looks his direction. A lot of damage has now come out, but Team Liquid taking the shots back over towards 4AM. Everybody is kind of covering each other at this point, with Cloud9 up on the top of the hill, just overseeing everything. Damage comes out from a nice grenade coming out from ZGG. Grenades have been just so detrimental to so many different teams inside this fight. Sharky goes down as well, getting taken out by 4AM. 4AM has the positioning up on the top of this, and it is paying off.
About 3 circles ago, and now that's all they've got. They've got that 1 point in the circle.
Oh no, Waikikamukow.
Uh-oh.
He's hiding out. Looks like Force is kind of caught up looking up towards Rangers right now. Waikikamukow's like, yes, just keep looking to the north. Nothing here. Oh, he does spot out one of them, so spins back around. Now he has a fight of his life. He gets it down onto 2, but it is not going to be enough. Waikikamukow and Incognito go out. It depends on if Cloud9 decides to push up on top of this hill or not. Nice shots coming out from Tamari. It's going to take down Yak. I got to say, looks like Force is starting to come apart here. They don't really have enough control over the area around them. Nice nades are starting to roll back down and through, just trying to cut through the smoke, see if they can get any downs off of it. And it goes at about half-life. Sun King's just trying to step forward. But there you go. Finally, Cloud9 steps up, takes a couple of shots back over towards Tamari and gets it down in the flush over. Also looking back towards Mental. Mental's trying to get the grenades off. Doesn't even have the gun out at the time. Nerf still holding the other angle on top of it. So now OP Rangers in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, OP Rangers now getting sandwiched here. They weren't able to make the push on Entus Force fast enough. Profi coming up here, trying to find the angle onto Mental. Mental running through the smoke down the hill. They're OP Gaming Rangers. Oh no, Mental getting taken down here by Indigo. They return the favor. Sungjung trying to hear up the last member standing here for Entus Force. 1 member for OP Gaming Rangers Rangers as well. C9 trying to capitalize on this opportunity.
Cloud9 has the top of the hill, and you can see the damage has been done to these two squads. Sungang's trying to think if he can go for the res, and no, it's just going to be an approach right off the side of it, so OP Rangers does manage to take them down. Smoke wall back behind him, giving him a little bit more cover, but keep in mind, he's got nowhere to go. We've got Envy on the other side taking shots at him. He's got Cloud9 on the other side. Circle starting to come through, so now we're going to have to see how does this play out with him. Does OP Rangers, do they manage to survive for just a little bit longer? We are down to 7 teams and 17 alive, and I gotta say, it feels like Envy is just taking more and more control over the circle. You can see Team Liquid is just trying to get away from them.
Envy cutting off the northern edge of the circle, but AFF with a night 2 split. Ooh, Captain getting the knock onto Ibiza there. James trying to protect him. It looks like Nookie gets a knock on the 4AM Captain though in the back line.
4AM, when you push them into a corner, they push back as hard as they possibly can. James has got, trying to find some type of angle back over towards ZGG, but it's actually Nookie on the other side of it, taking a couple of shots into the smoke. We got a little bit of a 1v1 playing out on the side of it. A lot of solos just kind of hanging out over here, but look, Venerated here's what's happening, going for a reposition, knows where James is at, and James is still having to play defensively around where ZGG is, and there you go. Envy just walks up, takes that kill right away from 4AM. Envy's trying to make their crawl up and forward, very aware of where ZGG is at, so gonna have to keep an eye on how these repositions come into play.
A huge knock there by Pat Caps onto NN with that bolt action sniper. Nookie with 5 kills of his own, absolutely doing work here for Winstrike, but Lambu does confirm the kill onto Lobes. Nookie is not quite able to get through with that. DG98 still alive, getting some shots on the Profi, doing a lot of damage, but not quite able to get the knock. Oh, he gets it now.
Gets a little bit of vengeance back for what was happening before. OP Rangers managing to take down Cloud9. Envy up towards the north, playing along those trees, and 4AM still having 1 member up with ZGG.
Yeah, this is crazy. There's 3 teams with 1 member and 2 teams with 4 members up, so it definitely feels like this is Envy or AFF's games to win, but the other 3 teams, they're looking to battle now. ZG has the angle on the Nookie, not quite able to get it, trying to get the quick scope, doesn't do it, Nookie turns it around.
Wow, Nookie with some nice shots, doing a little bit of a juke there, but here's the problem. Envy heard the shots going back and forth, has an idea on where both those solos are at. You can see Venerated's just doing the hop up around, seeing if maybe he can get any sights onto some heads, take a couple of shots, and there you go. He's going to see Nookie now go for the reposition on it. It's just a matter of who hits the shots, and it's going to be AFF's Lambu on the other side. Nice thing to know, though, you can see the fact that it's going to be AFF that hit them, and he goes, nah, I don't want to go that direction, so I'm going to come back around here. Now, down to a solid 2 teams, 4v4 between North America on one side of it, and we got Korea on the other side of it. So here we go. Let's see how this plays out.
We couldn't have scripted this better matchup for our first match of the day. I am really excited for this. I love Envy's position here. They're really fanned out. They're trying to control as much of this circle as they can. AFF trying to prevent them from rotating, but like you said, the sight lines aren't super great for AFF outside of this territory, but this circle is going right on top of NN in style.
So now it's going to be Envy. We talked about this. Not a lot of cover around these areas. A couple of little dips that they can play around. But Moody in a nice spot trying to get some damage onto them. You can see the sight lines. Those windows are so small, so you have to go for a very dangerous peek to get any information. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see AFF. Yeah, you can see Lambu, Shadow. They're starting to go for a reposition. Lambu could be somebody we have to keep an eye on. You can see him off to the right there. Looks like he's trying to flank around the outside, right along the circle, see if maybe he can get anything off of it. Grenade's going to go out, but it's probably going to land a little bit short, depending on if Venerated actually runs up next to it. But there you go. It's going to be Envy slowly making their way forward. Look at the smoke wall that they have out in front of them just to block any sight line, so that way they can go forward and start to go for the breach. They're turning the building into a trap.
Brilliant smokes here coming out from Envy. This is something you want to do if you want to breach a compound late game in PUBG. The best way to cut off vision is to put the smokes right on top of the building. NN and Style know this. They got to get out of this building. They don't know where Envy is coming from, so they don't want to fight them if they don't have to until they see the sight lines, until they get the information from Shadow, landing some nice shots over onto Moody.
But it's too late. Those flanks that they were trying to go for, they're no longer of any worth, as Envy has managed to regroup right into the face of the other ones, and now you can see Moody looking back over towards Shadow. It's kind of starting to separate out. Freecs to a certain degree, and Venerated just walks forward, does a little bit of damage. Taro still holding this angle, seeing if anybody's going to go around to the right side. It's just more and more control around this building, and it's almost like a game of Ring Around the Rosie at this point. They're just trying to spot each other out as they make the rotation to one side of the building or the other.
Yeah, Yeah, Lambu keeps trying to find a flank here for the Afreeca Freecs Fatal team. He hasn't quite been able to get an angle yet. Shadow here looking to see what he can find. Style as well, just trying to see if he can peek out and catch one of the members of Envy who's hanging out outside of this fence. As they move around, you can hear Interrogate, but so far, oh, he crosses in front, but he's not, oh, he gets the knock onto Interrogate.
But Style goes down as well, so that's a 1v1 back and forth. Moody still just trying to hold out Shadow on the other angle. The little bit of a flank coming out from Lambu on the other side of this, starting to pay off more and more, but puts him in a risky position. Remember, we are in the very last circle. Shadow hits a nice shot onto the other side of it. It's going to be Invenerated taking a lot of damage as well. So it's starting to be a little bit of a problem. Really, it's just Taro and Venerated trying to get their life back up as teammates are crawling back over towards them. You can see Lambu and Shadow making their way forward. But here's the thing. Envy holds the center of the circle. That's where everything is going to condense down to. Now those flankers from AFF, they have to make their way up and forward. Envy's trying to see if they can get any nice angle for it. But again, these buildings don't have good sight lines. Here comes the 2-2 push right down on the side of it. Can they get any angle off to the side? It's going to be Venerated taking some shots back over towards Shadow, going to force him back around this angle, and Envy is just getting more and more control over the building, deciding to step around for it. They know they got the damage. The spray comes through. Beautiful play coming out from Venerated. Can he get the shots back? No! Style shuts it down, and here we go. It's going to be Taro walking around trying to find the last member, and is this going to be is this a res on both sides?
I don't know. Style here, he's so low on health. I'm really shocked that Interrogate isn't trying to take advantage of this. Of course he wants to get the revive. They get the revive off. So does AFF. Interrogate coming around the side of the building. He tries to pre-fire. Style doesn't bait. Style is being very patient here. He's waiting. He gets the knock. AFF takes game number 1.
They go for the aggressive play, and it backfires. Afreeca Freecs Fatal coming up with 7 kills and a round victory.